Hey everyone! Welcome back to another episode of the Book Flash podcast, where we take on some of the most gripping stories in the world of literature. I'm Jeff, and with me is Lisa. Today's book is one of the most talked about psychological thrillers of the decade.
That's right, Jeff. We're diving into The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. This book is a masterclass in suspense, intrigue, and psychological depth. It has readers on the edge of their seats from start to finish. We have a lot to unpack in this one.
The Silent Patient tells the story of Alicia Berenson, a famous painter who seems to have the perfect life. She's married to a successful fashion photographer, and they live a quiet life together until one day, she shoots him 5 times in the face and then goes completely silent. She refuses to speak another word, leaving everyone to wonder why she did it.
Exactly. And that's where the real mystery begins. Alicia is committed to a psychiatric facility, and the world is left to speculate about her motives. Her silence becomes almost as famous as the crime itself. Enter Theo Faber, a forensic psychotherapist who becomes obsessed with finding out why Alicia stopped speaking.
Theo's obsession with Alicia's case becomes the driving force of the story. He believes that by getting her to talk, he can unlock the mystery behind the murder. But what he doesn't realize is that in trying to unravel Alicia's mind, he's unraveling his own life as well.
What's fascinating about this book is how Alex Michaelides plays with the concept of silence. Alicia's refusal to speak creates tension, but it also leaves room for so much speculation. The reader is constantly trying to piece together the truth from the fragments of her life, her artwork, and Theo's therapy sessions.
Right, and it's her artwork that becomes a crucial element in understanding her. Before she stopped speaking, Alicia painted a portrait of herself titled Alcestis, referencing the Greek myth. In the myth, Alcestis sacrifices her life for her husband and is brought back from the dead, but never speaks again. That myth is central to Alicia's story.
It's such a clever way to add layers to the narrative. You start to question, is Alicia the victim here or the villain? And what about Theo? He's trying so hard to solve Alicia's case. But as the story goes on, we see that he's got some demons of his own.
Exactly. As he delves deeper into her case, his personal life begins to fall apart. His marriage is crumbling, and its past traumas start surfacing. There's this underlying question of whether Theo is really helping Alicia, or if he's projecting his own issues onto her.
And that's what makes this book so intriguing. The way the author intertwines both characters' psychological journeys keeps you constantly guessing. It's not just a thriller. It's an exploration of trauma, obsession, and the human psyche.
Speaking of guessing, let's talk about that twist. We won't spoil it for those who haven't read it, but let's just say it's the kind of twist that makes you rethink everything you've just read.
Oh, absolutely. The ending is jaw-dropping, and it completely reframes the entire story. What I love is that the clues are there, hidden in plain sight. It's the kind of book that, once you finish it, you want to go back and read again to see all the things you missed.
Exactly. That's the brilliance of The Silent Patient. It plays with your expectations in such a clever way. And it raises so many interesting questions about trust, perception, and how well we really know the people in our lives.
And about silence. Sometimes, silence says more than words ever could. Alicia's refusal to speak is her way of controlling the narrative. It's like she's daring the world to interpret her silence while keeping the truth locked away.
I couldn't agree more. This book keeps you hooked from beginning to end. If you're a fan of psychological thrillers, The Silent Patient is a must-read. It's a complex, gripping story that will leave you questioning everything right up to the very last page.
And if you love books that make you think, that challenge your perception, and keep you guessing, you'll definitely want to pick this one up. Trust us, it's worth the read.
So, what are you waiting for? Go grab your copy of The Silent Patient and prepare for a wild psychological ride. Thanks for joining us today on the Book Flash podcast. If you like this episode, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your fellow book lovers.
And don't forget to tune in next time for more thrilling book discussions. We've got